Are you brand new to homeschooling, or have you been homeschooling your children for years? Either way, today's video is going to help you. So we're going to talk about connecting with yourself. And I want to say right now, don't skip this video. It is so important because as a homeschooling parent, it is really easy to put everybody else's needs before your own. It's easy to take care of everybody else and leave no time for yourself. And that can be a fatal mistake as a homeschooling parent. So my name is Jackie, and I'm the founder of HomeSchool ThinkTank and host of the HomeSchool ThinkTank Parenting Podcast and video channel. I am also a homeschool consultant, a certified life coach, a licensed physical education teacher, and a longtime homeschooling mom. So when I started HomeSchool ThinkTank, I really started diving deep in thinking about homeschooling at a very deep level. And I developed a philosophy that it goes connection, community, education. And when I had that philosophy in mind for connection, at first I really was just thinking about you and your children. But over time, I came to realize that I needed to also include connecting with yourself, taking care of yourself as the homeschooling parent, because that is so important if you want to succeed at homeschooling. And quite frankly, if you want to succeed at parenting, you need to take care of yourself, because it's really difficult to take care of everybody else when you're not taking care of yourself. So I want to share a little bit about myself, but then I'm going to bring it back to help you. So I feel like, when you're young, it's like all about you. I mean, you just take care of yourself. You're not really thinking about everybody else. When I was in college, that's how it was. And then, as a young adult, I got married, and before I had children, I felt like I was still pretty good at taking care of me. My husband and I actually did a lot together, like hiking and kayaking, things like that. But then I also took painting classes that it was just about me. I just wanted to go and enjoy myself and have fun and fill my own walls as a newlywed, fairly broke woman. I just wanted things on my walls, so I signed up for it. But it became sort of like therapeutic, and it was self-care. Even though I didn't really recognize it as self-care, it was. And I actually feel like I did a pretty good job when my kids were younger. I feel like the first year of my oldest child's life, that was difficult. But as soon as I weaned her and she was done nursing, I signed up for a painting class again and resumed taking painting classes until I was pregnant with my second child. And then again, I took a break from painting while I was pregnant and then resumed again after she was a year old. And then over the years, I proceeded that for a couple more years, and at some point I felt like I just don't have the time to do this anymore, and I quit. I quit doing that. But I still did some things like, going to book club with friends and, having those kind of nights. But it just felt like life just kept getting busier and busier, and my own things kept falling away. And all of my time was just going toward taking care of my family and taking care of my children. And I honestly wasn't doing very much for myself at all. And what happened is I got cranky. I was not real pleasant to be around. And there were some other things that played into that as well. But the bottom line is I wasn't taking care of myself anymore. I wasn't going out and exercising on my own. I wasn't spending any time by myself. And I am a person who, I don't think I ever recognized it so much that I need time alone to rejuvenate me. It makes a huge difference for me. And I really was getting like zero time alone. And I just proceeded to get crankier and crankier. Well, what happened is when I started HomeSchool ThinkTank, I actually started spending time on me again. And it's funny because it was about HomeSchool ThinkTank, but it was benefiting me because it started by writing this little book that's sitting back there behind me. And I started writing a book just to learn about publishing because I wanted to help my oldest daughter publish a book someday, which I still haven't done that with her. She doesn't seem interested right now, but I have the skills now if she wants the help. But when I was writing that book, at first it just started with one day a week. While my kids were in a homeschool activity, I would go to the public library, sit down, and work on my book. But what happened is I started reflecting a lot, and I started thinking about all of the challenges, honestly, that I'd had as a homeschooling parent, and coming up with solutions to fix those, problems and ways to help other people. So, but what I was doing is I was reflecting on my own life, and I was really thinking about my life and the choices I've made, how that's impacted me and my family. And I was being introspective. And I can tell you that is the best self-care there is to actually think about yourself and to think about the choices you're making, the decisions you're making, the impact those choices are having, and then eventually taking that knowledge to help other people, right? That, for me, that I wanted to carry that outside of me, which actually I have found for me, helping other people is another way to have self-care. But I want to caution you, if you overgive, it starts depleting you, right? You have to be able to say no too. So all of this is to say that I was really struggling as a homeschooling mom. I was really cranky, really having a hard time. But when I started taking care of myself, it's like it started feeding my soul. And one thing led to another. It was writing a book, and then it was working on this business and HomeSchool ThinkTank. And a lot of that I do consider to be somewhat self-care, but there is a breakover point where it's not anymore. I'm doing too much, or I'm not constraining things enough. And so I recognize that too, because at that point, then it's a job, which it is. I work at this. But then I also started doing some other things for myself too, like taking piano lessons again. I just sort of fell into. My younger daughter was taking piano and violin, and she lost interest. And in order to save her spot, I started taking lessons just to hold her spot. But what I found is I loved it. And I had actually gotten to parts in music that I had worked on that I couldn't figure out how to do on my own anymore. I needed help. And so I got that help. And I'm actually currently not taking lessons, but I still play piano almost every night. And then I've signed up for another painting class again very recently. But all of these things are self-care. Whether you're just sitting down for an hour writing and just thinking, or you're taking a class, or maybe you're not, you're just actually sitting down at the piano that's in your living room and playing it, or you're taking a walk by yourself, and that's like, I make a point to go to the hot springs all by myself sometimes, because that for me is self-care. It rejuvenates me. I have time alone, but then I also just get a visit with strangers. And honestly, I love visiting with strangers because you have conversations you've never had before. But as a homeschooling parent, you have to take care of yourself if you want to have the ability to continuously give to your children and your family for years. If you're really succeeding at homeschooling, you're probably not going to want to quit. You're going to want to continue to do homeschooling, to homeschool your children. But part of that is absolutely taking care of yourself. And I want to say, self-care is not selfish. You need it. It's what fills you up so that you can give to others. So I want to caution you not to neglect yourself as a homeschooling parent, to take care of yourself. Now, with all of this, I also want to offer to you that I am a certified life coach. And actually, life coaching is another way. I was involved with coaching before I became a certified life coach. Like all of my homeschool think tank stuff led me on this path to wanting to learn more about my mindset, because I knew that if I wanted to succeed with homeschool think tank, I needed to improve my mindset. But what happened for me is I also realized that what I learned, those mindset shifts that I made, helped me become a better homeschooling parent. And this is actually a lot of what led me to wanting to become a certified life coach, so that I could serve other homeschooling parents like yourself. So I want to encourage you to sign up for a homeschool consultation with me, to learn how life coaching can help you, because it can. I don't care if you're thinking about homeschooling, just getting started with homeschooling, or you've been homeschooling your children for a decade. Life coaching can help you improve your life. It can help you improve your relationship with yourself first, but then that can also help you improve your relationship with the other people in your life, with a spouse, with your children, with your mother-in-law, your best friend. It doesn't matter. It can make such a difference and have such a positive impact on your life. So as a certified life coach, I help you become more aware of how you're thinking and how those thoughts are showing up in your life, the results they're having on your relationships in your life, on your own health. But as a homeschool consultant, I help you with the actual how-tos of homeschooling your children. So when you get coaching with me, you get the benefit of all of my years of knowledge and experience and education, because I bring all of that together to help you improve your life as a homeschooling parent. And I genuinely believe that can help your children. There's a trickle effect to that, where a ripple effect, where you improve your own mindset, you improve your own life, and then that helps improve your children's lives, and it helps you show up as a better homeschooling parent. So I want you to check the link beneath this video and sign up for a homeschool consultation with me. Let's talk and see if I can help you, because I bet you I can. All right, that's it for this week. Live and learn your way. My name is Jackie, and I am your host of the Homeschool Think Tank Parenting Podcast and video channel. Again, check the link below and sign up for a homeschool consultation with me. Bye-bye.